Hello children, welcome to biology class. This video is in continuity with the previous video of the chapter Human Health and Diseases. The various objectives we are going to cover in this video are communicable diseases caused by bacteria such as typhoid, pneumonia, tuberculosis, cholera, diarrhea. Now first of all talking about typhoid. Typhoid is the most common communicable disease in India. Communicable means infectious. That means it spreads from a diseased person to a healthy person. It is highly infectious and about 2.5 million people suffer from it every year. It affects all age groups, though children with 1 to 15 years of age are more prone to it. The cause of typhoid is a bacteria, Salmonella typhi, that infects the intestine of man. The mode of infection. The bacteria enter the body through food and water contaminated by fecal matter or excreta of a typhoid patient or a carrier. Houseflies are the common carriers that spread infection. They are attracted towards human waste and transfer bacteria from fecal matter to food through their feet and hair. During typhoid, primarily the lymphatic tissue are affected. The various symptoms of typhoid. The symptoms of typhoid begin 1 to 4 weeks, that is approximately 10 to 20 days after the bacteria enter the body. Typhoid fever can be identified by observing the following symptoms. The person suffers from loss of appetite, tiredness, journal weakness, headache, and fever. And the fever is high in the afternoon. Fever remains high in the first and second week and then begins to fall gradually in the third and fourth week. Appetite is poor, tongue is coated, and lips are covered with brownish deposit. Stomach pain, constipation, or diarrhea are some of the common symptoms. About 7 to 10 days, small rose colored spots may appear on the chest, back, and abdomen. Intestinal perforation and death may occur in severe cases. Typhoid fever is confirmed by Widal test. Now, the prevention of typhoid. To prevent typhoid, proper sanitation and disposal of fecal matter is essential. Vaccination is the best way to prevent typhoid fever for an individual. TAP vaccine gives immunity for 3 years. This vaccine contains killed typhoid bacteria and paratyphoid bacteria A and B. Typhoid vaccine taken orally also prevents typhoid. Now, talking about the control, certain standard antibiotic drugs such as chloromycetin are effective in curing typhoid fever. Next, we will be discussing about pneumonia. Cause of pneumonia. Most common causes of pneumonia are bacteria, viruses, and fungi. But the most common is bacterial pneumonia, which is caused by bacteria Streptococcus pneumoniae, also called pneumococcus. The mode of infection. Pneumonia can be contracted by breathing in small droplets containing pneumonia-causing germs. These droplets get into the air when a person infected with these germs coughs or sneezes. Once the disease-causing organisms enter the lungs, they usually settle in the air sacs, those are alveoli, and passages of the lungs, where they rapidly grow in number. Lungs then become filled with fluid and pus, and the person has difficulty in breathing. This image clearly indicates how come the pus gets deposited in the tract of the lungs and alveoli. Now, what are the symptoms? Cough, the person usually cough up mucus, that is sputum, from the lungs. Mucus may be rusty or green or tinged with blood. Fever and fast heartbeat, fast breathing and feeling short of breath, shaking and teeth chattering, chills, chest pain that often feels worse when one coughs or breathes in, very tired or weak feeling, nausea, vomiting. The symptoms caused by viruses are same as those caused by bacteria, but they may come on slowly. In severe cases, the lips and fingernails may turn bluish or grayish. Now, treatment of pneumonia. The treatment depends on the severity of symptoms and the type of organism causing the infection. Bacterial pneumonia is often treated with penicillin, augmentin, and erythromycin. There are a number of other medicines to treat pneumonia caused by different microorganisms, including viruses and fungi. Prevention. Go to hygiene means washing hands often. Vaccination. Pneumococcal vaccine is 90% effective against the bacteria and protect against infection for 5 to 10 years. Eating proper diet, regular exercise, and of course, no smoking, as tobacco damages the lungs and they become prone to infection. Now, tuberculosis or Koch disease caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Mode of infection: inhaling infected droplets released by coughing and sneezing infected person. Now, what are the symptoms of tuberculosis? Prolonged low fever that rises in the afternoon, that is similar to typhoid. Lung tuberculosis has persistent cough, chest pain, blood-stained sputum. Lymph glands tuberculosis has secretion and swelling of lymph glands. Now, what is the prevention and cure? Good hygienic and sanitary condition. BCG vaccine for prevention. BCG is Bacillus of Calmette-Guerin. ATT for control of tuberculosis. ATT is anti-tuberculosis treatment. Now, talking about cholera. It is caused by a bacteria that is Vibrio cholerae. Mode of infection: it spreads through contaminated water and food that spreads through houseflies. Houseflies are the carriers. Similarly, the way we discussed about typhoid. Symptoms: watery diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, dehydration. What is the prevention and cure? Good hygienic and sanitary conditions. Cholera vaccine for prevention. ORS is oral rehydration solution to control dehydration. Next, talking about diarrhea. It is caused by E. coli, Shigella bacteria, viruses, and protozoans. The mode of infection is contaminated food and water. The various symptoms include frequent loose watery stools, nausea, vomiting, fever, loss of appetite, stomach pains, dehydration, and weight loss. Now, talking about prevention and cure: proper personal hygiene and sanitary conditions. ORS, that is oral rehydration solution, to be given repeatedly to check dehydration, and dose of antibiotics and antidiarrheal drugs. I hope you have understood about the types of diseases caused by bacteria. Thank you so much. We'll continue in the next video.